Let me ask you something that might save your life. When was the last time you actually thought about your kidneys? I mean, really thought about them? If you're like most people I talk to, probably never. We worry about our hearts, we fret about our blood pressure, we even stress about our cholesterol. But our kidneys? They quietly do their job in the background, and we assume everything's fine, until one day it isn't. Here's what terrifies me, and what should concern you too. Right now, at this very moment, more than 88,000 people across the United States are living with kidneys that have completely failed them. Their bodies can no longer clean their own blood. They're dependent on machines or waiting desperately for a transplant that might never come. And here's the part that keeps me up at night. Most of them had no idea anything was wrong until it was almost too late. I've been studying kidney health for years now, and I want to share something with you that might change how you think about your body. Your kidneys are sending you messages right now. Little whispers, gentle warnings. The question is, are you listening? Because by the time those whispers become screams, you might already be facing a battle that could have been prevented. Stay with me because what I'm about to share could literally add years to your life, and I promise you'll never look at your body the same way again. Understanding what's really happening inside your body. Let me break this down in a way that makes sense. Think of your kidneys as the most sophisticated filtration system ever designed. Every single day, these two fist-sized organs process about 200 quarts of blood. They're working tirelessly, separating the good stuff your body needs from the waste that needs to go. When they're healthy, they're absolute champions at this job. But when they start failing, well, that's when your whole system begins to struggle. Now, I need you to understand something crucial here. Kidney failure doesn't just happen overnight. It's not like flipping a switch. It's a gradual process, and doctors classify it in stages from 1 through 5. Stage 5 is what we call end-stage kidney disease, and by the time someone reaches this point, their kidneys have lost about 85 to 90% of their function. At this stage, you're looking at either dialysis or a transplant because your body simply cannot survive on its own anymore. The tragedy? The absolute heartbreak of this situation? Most people could have caught this years earlier if they'd only known what to look for. And that's exactly why I'm here talking to you today. I want you to know the signs. I want you to recognize them in yourself or in your loved ones. Because knowledge, my friend, truly is power when it comes to your health. The warning signs your body is sending you right now. Let me walk you through something that might sound familiar. Have you been feeling tired lately? Not just, I had a long day tired, but deeply, bone-weary exhausted. The kind of fatigue where even small tasks feel like climbing a mountain. Here's what's happening. When your kidneys aren't working properly, waste products start building up in your bloodstream. Your body is essentially swimming in toxins that should have been filtered out. On top of that, your kidneys produce a hormone that helps your body make red blood cells. When your kidneys struggle, you make fewer red blood cells, leading to anemia. It's like trying to run your car on half a tank of gas while carrying extra weight in the trunk. Everything becomes harder. And before I go any further, I want to pause right here and ask you something. Have you or someone you know experienced unexplained fatigue that just won't go away? Drop the word fatigue in the comments below. I read every single one, and it helps me understand what you're going through so I can create more content that actually helps you. But fatigue is just the beginning. Have you ever woken up in the middle of the night with your calf muscles seizing up in a painful cramp? Or maybe you've noticed your legs cramping during the day for no apparent reason. These aren't just random muscle spasms. When your kidneys aren't balancing your electrolytes properly, minerals like calcium, potassium, and magnesium get thrown off balance. Your muscles need these minerals to function correctly, and when the levels go haywire, you get those painful cramps that can stop you in your tracks. I remember talking to a patient who told me he thought his leg cramps were just from getting older. He'd been having them for months, maybe even a year, before he finally mentioned it to his doctor during a routine checkup. Turns out his kidney function had been declining, and those cramps were an early warning sign his body had been sending all along. When your body starts holding water. Now, let me tell you about something that affects a lot of folks, especially as we get older. Have you noticed your ankles swelling by the end of the day? Maybe your shoes feel tighter than they used to. Or you can press your finger into your shin and leave an indentation that takes a while to bounce back. This is called edema, and it's your body's way of waving a red flag. Here's what's happening. Your kidneys are responsible for removing excess sodium and water from your body. When they can't do this job effectively, that fluid has nowhere to go, so it starts accumulating in your tissues. It usually starts in your feet, ankles, and legs because gravity pulls that fluid downward. Some people also notice swelling in their hands or even their face. This isn't just about feeling puffy or uncomfortable. This is your body literally drowning from the inside because it can't get rid of the water it's holding onto. The good news? If you catch this early, there are things we can do. Your doctor might prescribe medications called diuretics, which help your body release that excess fluid. But even simpler than that, reducing your salt intake to about 2.3 grams per day can make a real difference. I know that sounds hard, especially when everything tasty seems to have salt in it, but your body will thank you. The subtle signs you might be missing. Let me share something that might surprise you. Have you lost your appetite lately? Maybe food just doesn't interest you the way it used to? You sit down for a meal, take a few bites, and you're done? This is incredibly common when kidneys start failing, and it happens for a reason. As waste builds up in your blood, it actually affects your sense of taste and your desire to eat. Your body knows something's wrong, even if your mind hasn't caught up yet. This is especially important for those of you managing diabetes alongside kidney concerns. Diabetes can damage the nerves that control how your stomach empties, creating this condition where you feel full all the time, even when you haven't eaten. You might feel nauseous, uncomfortable, like there's a weight sitting in your stomach. And here's the catch. Not eating enough actually makes your kidney disease worse. It's a vicious cycle that we need to break. Now, let me pause for a moment and share something important with you. If you're finding this information valuable, if you're thinking, I wish I'd known this sooner, I need you to do something for me. Hit that subscribe button right now and turn on notifications. Why? Because I'm constantly researching and sharing information like this that could genuinely save your life or the life of someone you love. Don't let this be the last time you hear about protecting your kidneys. Make sure you're part of our community so you never miss potentially life-saving information. Your future self will thank you for it. The uncomfortable symptoms nobody likes to talk about. Here's something that over 40% of people with advanced kidney disease deal with, but hardly anyone wants to discuss: constant, maddening itching. I'm not talking about a little scratch here and there. I'm talking about itching so intense it keeps you awake at night, so persistent it affects your quality of life. This happens because inflammatory substances build up in your blood, toxins accumulate, and your body reacts by making you itch from the inside out. Some of my viewers have told me it's one of the most frustrating symptoms they've experienced. And then there's something that can be downright frightening: shortness of breath. Imagine trying to catch your breath after climbing stairs, except you haven't climbed any stairs. You're just sitting there, and suddenly you feel like you can't get enough air. This happens for several reasons when kidneys fail. Fluid can accumulate in your lungs, making it physically harder to breathe. The anemia we talked about earlier means your body isn't getting enough oxygen. And in severe cases, your body actually starts breaking down muscle tissue, including the muscles you need for breathing. Let me ask you this. Have you noticed changes in your breathing, especially during activities that used to be easy for you? If so, comment "breathless" below. These interactions help me understand what resonates with you and what topics I should cover in future videos. Changes you can see and smell. Now, I'm going to mention something that might seem embarrassing, but it's actually a crucial warning sign. Some people with kidney failure develop what doctors call uremic fetor. It's a urine-like smell on their breath. I know that sounds unpleasant, but here's why it happens. When your kidneys can't eliminate ammonia and other waste products, they build up in your bloodstream and eventually get released through your breath. Some folks also notice a metallic taste in their mouth that won't go away, no matter how much they brush their teeth or use mouthwash. Your skin tells a story too. About 40% of people with advanced kidney disease notice their skin becoming pale, sometimes yellowish, or even developing darker patches. The paleness comes from anemia, the yellowish tint from waste products accumulating, and the dark patches from hormonal imbalances. Some people also experience extremely dry skin, so dry it cracks and becomes uncomfortable. This happens because the oil and sweat glands in your skin start shrinking and producing less moisture. When your mind starts playing tricks, here's something that doesn't get talked about enough, and it's one of the scariest aspects of kidney failure. It can affect your brain. I've talked to family members who've noticed their loved ones becoming forgetful, confused, having trouble concentrating, or struggling to make decisions they used to make easily. This isn't just aging. This is waste products that should be filtered out by your kidneys crossing into your brain and interfering with how it functions. Think about it. Your brain needs clean, oxygen-rich blood to work properly. When your blood is full of toxins and you're anemic from failing kidneys, your brain suffers. The good news is that studies have shown people who receive kidney transplants often see improvements in their memory and cognitive function. The bad news is we need to catch this before permanent damage occurs. Questions I get asked all the time. Let me take a moment to answer some questions that come up constantly. People ask me, "Doc, how do I know if I'm at risk?" Well, if you have diabetes, high blood pressure, heart disease, or if kidney disease runs in your family, your risk is significantly higher. If you're over 60 years old, your risk increases too. These are the folks who need to be extra vigilant about watching for warning signs. Another common question: what tests should I be asking my doctor for? Great question. There are a few key tests you want to know about. First is the serum creatinine test, which measures a waste product in your blood. If it's high, that's a red flag. Your doctor will use this to calculate something called your GFR, or glomerular filtration rate, which basically tells you what percentage of kidney function you still have. You also want a test for protein in your urine. Healthy kidneys don't let much protein through, so if you're spilling protein into your urine, that's a warning sign. And a simple ultrasound can show if there are any structural problems with your kidneys. People also ask me, can kidney disease be reversed? Here's the honest truth. It depends on how far along it is. Early-stage kidney disease can sometimes be slowed or even stopped with the right lifestyle changes and medications. But once you reach end-stage kidney disease, we're talking about managing it, not reversing it. That's why catching it early is so absolutely critical. Your options. When things get serious. If kidney disease does progress, you've got several options, and I want you to understand each one. First, medications play a huge role. We've got drugs to control blood pressure, reduce fluid buildup, treat anemia, and manage blood sugar if you have diabetes. These don't replace kidney function, but they help manage the symptoms and slow progression. Then there's dialysis. I'm not going to sugarcoat this. Dialysis is tough. It's essentially a machine doing the job your kidneys should be doing, filtering waste from your blood. Hemodialysis usually means going to a clinic 3 times a week for several hours at a time. There's also peritoneal dialysis, which you can do at home, often overnight while you sleep. It's less disruptive to your daily life, but it requires dedication and careful technique. The gold standard treatment is a kidney transplant. This offers the best quality of life and the longest survival. But here's the harsh reality. There aren't enough kidneys to go around. Right now, over 100,000 Americans are on transplant waiting lists, and 87% of them are waiting for kidneys. The wait can take years, and not everyone will get one. That's why prevention is so incredibly important. The power of lifestyle changes. Here's where I get excited, because this is where you have real power. Lifestyle changes aren't just helpful, they're absolutely transformative when it comes to kidney health. Let me tell you what works. First, diet. A kidney-friendly diet can slow disease progression dramatically. Your doctor will give you specific recommendations based on your situation, but generally we're talking about controlling your protein intake, limiting sodium, managing potassium and phosphate levels, and watching your fluid intake. Exercise is another game changer. Studies have shown that people with kidney disease who exercise regularly have better blood pressure control, less fatigue, stronger hearts, and healthier muscles. You don't need to run marathons. Even 30 minutes of moderate activity most days of the week can make a real difference. Walking, swimming, cycling, whatever you enjoy and will stick with. And if you smoke, please quit. Smokers have a significantly higher risk of progressing to end-stage kidney disease compared to non-smokers. I know quitting is hard. I've worked with countless people struggling to quit. But your kidneys, your heart, your lungs, your entire body will benefit from putting down those cigarettes. Before you make any major changes to your diet, exercise routine, or medications, I want to emphasize something crucial. Talk to your doctor first. Everyone's situation is unique, and what works for one person might not be right for another. Your healthcare provider knows your specific medical history and can guide you safely. Your next steps. Start today. Look, I'm going to be straight with you. Kidney disease is serious, it's life-altering, but it's also something we can detect early and manage effectively if we're paying attention. The symptoms I've described today, the fatigue, the swelling, the muscle cramps, the changes in appetite and breathing, these are your body's way of asking for help. Don't ignore them. Don't brush them off as just getting older. Listen to what your body is telling you. If you're experiencing any of these warning signs, make an appointment with your doctor. Get those tests we talked about. Be proactive about your health. And if you've already been diagnosed with kidney disease, work closely with your healthcare team. Follow their advice, take your medications, make those lifestyle changes. Every small step you take matters more than you realize. Join our community and stay informed. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for spending this time with me today. If you found this information valuable, I need you to do 3 things right now. First, hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell. Second, share this video with someone you care about. You might literally save their life. And third, check out my next video where I break down the 22 worst foods for your kidneys and show you delicious alternatives that actually taste good. Remember, your health is your wealth. Your kidneys are working hard for you every single day, filtering your blood, balancing your electrolytes, keeping your body in harmony. The least we can do is pay attention to the warning signs when something goes wrong. Stay informed, stay proactive, and most importantly, stay healthy. I'll see you in the next video, and until then, take care of yourself and those kidneys of yours. They're the only pair you've got.